Okay, so students, today we are starting with the topic of presentation skills for success in corporate, right? So in your corporate life, you will be actually facing lots of situations in which your seniors as well as the juniors will be giving lots of presentations, right? Because that is a very, very regular feature in the corporate life. Speaking effectively and making the effective presentation is a skill that can be learned, studied, and polished, right? Because everybody may not have that kind of confidence. Many times we are not knowing how to actually structure our presentation. We are not knowing the technical aspects of the presentation, right? So these are the things that we can actually learn. So that is the purpose of this lecture. So effective presentation makes a good impression about the speaker, and actually it clearly communicates the information also. These presentations you might be making in front of your prospective customer. For example, you are into B2B sales, so there is a big customer for whom you are actually pitching your products. So you are having the responsibility to crack the deal. So if you are able to present your ideas and your content properly, then definitely the chances of conversion will be very high. Many times we are giving presentations in the boardroom about some particular situation. It could be some annual meeting, annual general board meeting, or it could be a meeting for some exceptional situation in the company, right? So the speaker will be able to actually present what their observations are. So many a times you are representing on behalf of a full department, or many a times you are presenting on behalf of a full organization. So the responsibility with the speaker is huge. Yes, there is some question. I'm just muting you all. If you have any question, you can ask me in the chat, right? I will keep on checking the chat. So the presentation skill actually showcases the confidence, fluency, style, and conducting the discussion and debates of the presenter. So you have to be very, very careful when you are actually going for making a presentation. So in this unit, we are going to cover all those aspects which are making your presentation skills more polished and successful, right? So there are certain doubts in the people that anybody who is a good orator will become a good presenter, right? So orators could be those who are actually doing public speaking. For example, a radio jockey who is actually presenting a musical program on some FM channel, or it could be a political leader who is interacting with a large crowd in a big ground and they are making their own election related pitch. So those are all called public speaking. On the other hand, we are talking about business presentation. Public speaking, it has to be like spontaneous, right? So whatever your thought process is, you can actually discuss about that in the public speaking. But when we are talking about business presentation, it has to be formal. We need to discuss only those specific aspects that are actually objective of my presentation, right? So what we are doing, we are sharing the information with a select audience. The audience details also will be known to us in advance. Okay, the profile of the audience, the number of audience, the place of presentation, the mode of presentation, that all is known to you in advance. Obviously, when we are talking about presentation, it is oral presentation. There could be certain visual aids that we are actually using. For example, right now we are using this PowerPoint. Sometimes we are having a projection screen, or maybe some OHP overhead projectors are there, right? So which are used for actually showcasing some relevant data related to your topic of discussion, right? So all these teaching aids and visual aids are used for discussing new ideas and information with a specific audience in an impressive and convincing manner. So that is the definition of your presentation. Oral activity, using visual electronic aids. For what purpose? For discussing the new ideas and sharing the information with specific audience in a impressive and convincing manner. Right? Now, what is the difference between business presentations and public speaking? So the aim of speaking for business presentation is to give the audience what they know they need, because my audience is well aware. that, okay, this presentation will be on this particular topic or agenda. While in public speaking, we are actually giving the people what they want. They may not be knowing exactly what is going to be discussed. So they are ready to receive some new things which may not be in their mind. But yes, they are having some expectations from the speaker. So that is a small difference between business presentation and the public speaking. Business presentations, people are having the exact idea. Type of audience. Business presentations, generally the people are homogeneous. They have the similar kind of understanding of the knowledge, whether it is academic topic or it is some special point of interest. In case of public speaking, it can be heterogeneous. Some people could be well educated, some people could be illiterate, it could be different kind of demography, right? Expectations of audience. So many a times when we are talking expectation of audience, people get confused. In case of business presentations, you need to cover the complete topic. In case of public speaking, you may not go into the details, because business presentations generally they are actually highlighting what is important topic for a particular situation. So you have to completely cover the topic. Amount of information in business presentation, it is more, because you are having a flexibility. Okay, whole 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes which has been given to you, you can utilize that as per your convenience. Public speaking, because a large gathering is there, so people may not be ready to listen to you for a longer period of time, right? Level of interaction, business presentation, audience can ask you lots of questions, right? So they can ask you different minute details. But in case of public speaking, it is generally a monologue, right? So general understanding is desired by audience, that people will have some basic understanding of the topic that we are talking about, and they will not ask so many questions. Okay, so these are some major differences between your public speaking as well as business presentation. Okay, the features of presentation. So presentation is not a lecture. In a classroom, we are having the different educational objectives. So what we are doing in the classroom as a faculty, that is a different kind of atmosphere and a different type of objective also, right? But in case of presentation, what happens? The presentation is a totally different game altogether. Presentations are one way initially. Initially, you will talk about your topic, you will discuss, and then the audience is simply listening to you. They are watching you, they are taking the notes. And many times they are preparing their own questions in the real time when you are actually speaking, right? So you will have your well-defined format, and then there will be no interruption also from the audience. At the end, you can actually ask the audience to ask the question, and they can seek your clarifications also, right? So important aspects of a good presentation. Number one, clear structure should be there. It should have the introduction, it should have the discussion, and it should have proper end. Facts and figures should be visually present in the form of tables, graphs, and charts, right? Because all these facts will actually give support to whatever you are going to discuss. For example, you are talking about the sales performance of your company vis-a-vis your competitors. So you can show it in the form of a table or a chart that, okay, in this particular time period, this is the sales performance of my organization and this is the performance of competitor organization, right? Colors can also be used, because I'm also using this colorful presentation just to attract your attention, right? Also, we need to understand what is the audience need and how much they are knowing about this topic. If I know that my audience is having full knowledge of this topic, then simply I should not go into the details of it or the basics of it. I should actually talk about concrete ideas only. Humor and anecdote should often employ to create a good relationship. In the beginning of the presentation, you can actually develop that rapport with your audience. You can ask some simple questions, and you can actually use some of the tricks so that the environment is very vibrant. People are actually more energetic and motivated to listen to you. Questions should be given serious attention, right? Because people will ask questions in the presentation which are totally relevant to you. right?